Hi guys, welcome to Rock Bottom Airsoft. It's good to see you again. If it's your first time here, then as always, it is good to see you, and I hope you're going to stick around. Okay, well, we're welcome to our weekend video, and let's get stuck in, shall we? We'll get straight into the video today and show you what we're going to be looking at. So, you might remember I did a previous video saying we had a couple of new items to have a look at here on the channel. So today, we're going to have a look at this one. I always like playing around with new replicas, as you all know. And today is no different, so let's get cracking on it. Get a bit excited about it. Bit of background on this replica before I start the unboxing and the little review and introduction to the replica. I actually bought this replica as another one. As many of you know that follow the channel already, I get a lot of replicas pre-owned. Sometimes needing repair, sometimes not. I do get a lot of replicas new as well. But if you're quite happy tinkering with these things, following some of the tech that we do here on the channel maybe, you can sometimes get yourself a really good deal on the used market. Very often you might come across one that's got slight problems with it, which are usually relatively easy fixes. So it's something worth looking into. In this case, this was a used replica that I bought off one of my friends, and I was expecting to have problems with it for the get-go because my friends had problems with it as well. So with that in mind, I got a good deal on this, and together here on the channel, hopefully we can get it up and running as good as it can be. So what is it? Well, this is the Action Sport Games, or ASG, Strike Systems Commander XP18, which we can see here on the front of the box. Nice big picture of it. You also have the DP18, and as far as I can tell, the only difference between the Commander XP18 and the Commander DP18 is the colour. The Commander XP is all black, and the DP is black with a grey frame. So you can see on the packaging that it comes in there, you've got a nice big picture of it. Now, before we go through the unboxing and have a look at the box and everything else, how much are you expecting to pay for one of these? Well, I've done a little bit of research as usual. The best price I could actually find was £99.99. So basically 100 British pounds. Up to about 105 British pounds. Those suppliers both had stock. I'll put a link in the description as to where you can get from the most affordable supplier at 100 British pounds. Now, for you guys over in America, over in the States, I had a little less success, if I'm being honest with you. I would reckon that it should be around about $122, but that's me just doing a conversion from the £100 that we'd pay here in the UK. Might be more affordable, but unfortunately I couldn't find a supplier in the United States that had stock of one of these. So if any of you guys out there in the States has one of these or knows of a supplier that's selling one of these, maybe drop a comment below and let the rest of us know, and it'll help out your friends if they're after getting one of these. So that'd be appreciated. But like I say, from 100 British pounds, $122 roughly is the conversion. So you know, I would expect that you might pay a little bit less than that. But if you can find a supplier, if anybody has a supplier they know of, let us know in the comments. But I struggled to find anywhere that had one of these in stock in the States. Here in the UK and over Europe, can find plenty of stock. So that was a bit of a strange one for me. So that's what you're going to look to pay, 100 British pounds or around about 122 US dollars. With that out of the way, let's say that you're thinking of getting one of these. Let's have a look at the packaging. Well, as with all Action Sport Games products, I think the packaging's quite decent. They seem to have a standard generic layout for their packaging. Now, as you can see, you've got a nice big picture of the replica itself, details of it being 6mm BBs, realistic blowback function, etc. Some of the features of the replica on there. On the side there, again, it just reiterates the features and tells you which model you've got, a place for the retailer to tick which one's in the box, which on this one, you put a sticker on the side there. You've got your dimensions and different details there, and on this side you've got a few warnings, and this side again, it's just very basic stuff on the box. So once you've gone through the externals of the box, there's nothing on the back because it's just a polystyrene pack that's in there. So once you've gone through that, you'll find yourself with an owner's manual. The ASG owner's manuals all seem to follow a similar theme. For example, they're nice and glossy, very basic, they keep to the point. So you've got your usual stuff. You've got your little diagram there explaining what different parts of the replica are. Your usual warnings telling you not to shoot yourself in the face and don't shoot other people without safety specs on, and don't run around in public with it. All that good stuff that you shouldn't do because you get yourself in big trouble, and worse, you'll make Airsoft look bad. So let's not run around in public with it, man. And then on the next pages we have enough instructions to get you started. I always think the manuals for ASG products are quite good. They're short but to the point, you know. So this one tells you how to reload the magazines, how to load the magazines, how to operate the hop-up. It then gives you a list of some of the additional products you can buy. What I am slightly disappointed with, that you normally get with action sport games products, is there is no exploded diagram in there. Usually they give you a nice exploded diagram that details all the additional parts you can buy. You know, your spurs, it tells you all the part numbers for if you were to strip the replica down and get your spurs. Now I've cheated a little bit here, guys. I've got a magazine that fits in there that wouldn't come with the replica. The magazine that actually comes with the replica would be this one, but my friend that I've bought it off has put a Magpul base on the bottom of it, so it no longer fits very well in the box. I wonder if it does fit. Should we try it? No, it doesn't fit anymore. So you've got the Magpuls that have been added on there, so it won't have a base like that. It'll have a base similar to a standard G series magazine, but you do get a CO2 magazine. This is one of the CO2 magazines from the replica. So this replica is CO2, which is great. Many of you guys prefer CO2. Me, I tend to be more of a green gas user, but I do like CO2 as well. I've got a few CO2 pistol replicas. So as you guys might see, that magazine has a distinct familiarity about it. Certainly looks like a G series magazine. So you get one magazine in the box, along with your user manual, and then obviously you get the replica itself. Now on many descriptions I have seen descriptions saying that there is a lanyard loop included. Now this didn't actually come with a lanyard loop. I can only imagine either that's because I bought this pre-owned, or perhaps they're counting those small holes there as a lanyard loop. But to me, that's not a lanyard loop. So hopefully if any of you guys have one of these, let me know in the comments if it did come with a lanyard loop. But according to the description, it should come with a lanyard loop. So that's something to bear in mind. So that's the box unboxed. So what I think we'll do is we'll get this out of the way, and we'll do what we always do on these videos, and we'll have a quick look around the replica, and we can see what we think about it. Okie dokie. Okay guys, so there we go. We've had a quick look round the replica, as we always do. I think what we could maybe agree on, don't know if you guys agree, but this is quite an attractive looking pistol, a quite good looking sidearm. I quite like it. Now, as many of you know me will know, I'm quite biased. I like anything that's G series based, and I think it is quite clear that this is a G series based pistol. Let's have a look how it's constructed. You've probably already got a good idea, because like me, you're suspicious as to what sort of series this follows. So basically on this replica, anything that should be polymer on the real steel that it's based on, or firearm that it's based on, which is definitely a G series looking at it, anything that would be polymer on this pistol is polymer. So your lower frame is polymer, even the trigger is polymer. Everything that should be metal is made out of a metal alloy. So your slide is alloy, which is good. So it's a nice alloy slide. I think the upshot of it is it it is modelled on a G series. So if you're familiar with G series pistols, the construction is very similar. The lower frame it's more of a nylon fibre rather than a polymer. However, it's really strong and it feels really good in your hand. So don't be put off by that. It is really, feels really good quality, feels really nice. And the alloy metal slide is pretty much what most of this kind of price range of slide is like. As you can probably make out there, this slide is CNC style. So it's not a CNC slide. The price would be much higher if it was CNC'd, but they've styled it in that way with multiple serrations and, you know, grooves and bits in there just to make it look the part, make it look like it's more expensive than it is, I suppose, which is nice. You know, it looks well. I don't have any complaints about it at all. Now, while we're on the G series subject, let's have a look at the similarities. Well, first of all, the big similarity is that's definitely a G series magazine, as is the gas one that I'm using in it. Now, this gas one is a Raven G series magazine. I've also tried WE G series magazines, which I believe are OEM together anyway, and the same with CO2 magazines, and they work fine in this replica, so they have no problems at all. I've tried them off my G17 series, G19 series. As you know, they're all interchangeable amongst those series, and they're also interchangeable with this replica as well. So if you already have a G series pistol, chances are the magazines out of that pistol will work in this pistol, whether they be green gas or CO2. This pistol is sold as being CO2 ready. Indeed, it comes with a CO2 magazine. So magazine compatibility from a G series point of view, if you've got a WE based G series or a Raven or a Vorsk, those definitely work in it. I've tried them. So there is a lot of magazine compatibility available to you. The familiarities that don't end there. If you have a G series holster, I have discovered this will fit fine in my retention holster that is pretty much made for G series pistols. So polymer retention holsters, anything made for G series, this should be compatible. Your holster should work with it. So if you already have a number of G series or one, then yeah, this will work with them. It certainly works with mine, and I've, as many of you know, I've got quite a few G series based pistols because I really like them. The trigger, most of you guys will recognise the trigger safety. So if you don't pull the trigger fully, you can't pull it, but if you put the finger in there, it has a trigger safety in there, like so. So the slide itself is nice and smooth, as you can probably make out there, guys. You've got a metal outer barrel as well, as you would suspect, and a metal spring guide for the recoil spring. Everything else pretty much polymer. And what I do quite like about the design of this is although it's clearly a G series, obviously we've got the slight differences. The pistol grip, for example, is nicely textured. It's like stippling. You've got stippling along the lower part of the upper frame there, which is supposed to enable better grip and better control of the replica. You've also got a raised section here, if you can make that out on camera, which I believe is designed for resting your thumbs in, just to give you a nice grip. Now, the grip, I have rather large hands, and the grip for me, even though it's not a huge pistol, is very comfortable. I find the pistol grip very nice compared to a standard G series, and I already like G series grips, so it is really comfortable to hold in the hand. You can get a firm, solid grip of the replica. One particular part that aids to that is this really extended beaver tail at the back, which you would normally find on 1911 base replicas, but they've added this to this G series replica, and I like that. I like that. It gives you a nice positive grip on the replica. It's really nice. I do like that. They've also added a fibre optic front post on your open sights and a nice wide aperture on the rear sight, which, you know, to me is all things that add to it. Chamfered front on the slide, which you don't get on all G series pistols. You do get it on some G series pistols, but not all. So that, you know, these little differences are a nice touch. You've got a squared off trigger guard. It's non-ambidextrous, so it's aimed at right-handed shooters only, unfortunately, which, as many of you know, some of the G series pistols are ambidextrous, which, you know, is the only letdown really is that it isn't ambidextrous. That doesn't affect me because luckily I'm a righty, but if you guys are left-handed out there, then, you know, that might not help you, as it were. But comfort-wise, top-notch, very pointable. It's got a bit of rattle with it, but that all but a slight rattle with it. But it does feel well put together, guys. It doesn't feel badly constructed. It feels good. Also got a rail on there. You've got a lower rail for attachments such as torches or lasers if you want to make it uber tactical, which again, as many of you will know, is a feature that you would normally find with most G series pistols, including the G17, which I have a sneaking suspicion this is a similar size to. So yeah, very pointable, very shootable. My impressions of it, as it's a G series pistol, I like it. I like most G series pistols. Now, on the whole, most ASG products that I have had have been superb. I've never had issues with them, and I've got quite a few of them. And as I say, if you're looking for a G series based pistol that's a little bit different, this is certainly a little bit different, and it certainly falls into the affordable realm, because at £100 British, that's slightly more affordable than, say, a WE G series pistol, and a little bit different. And it's also a little bit more than, say, a Neupro Raven series of G series pistol, but for me, feels slightly better quality, certainly feels better put together. So it's a win for me. Now, that brings me on to the next bit, though, is to shooting it. I haven't actually had a chance to shoot this one yet, so I'll be completely honest with you and open. The shooting experience is boiled down to my friend that I bought this off. He's had problems with it. He had problems with gas venting, the slide sticking, all sorts of issues. So I'm going to have a look at it, I'm going to strip it down, and I'm going to see if I can solve the issues with it and get it working. And once I do, I'll do a little bit of a shooting video for you and show off this in action, as it were. But overall, the look and feel of it, and if you get one yourself and you were to have problems with it, it's unlikely, but you all know out there we do get problems occasionally with our replicas, then, you know, it will be warranted. But as for G series pistols, I really like the look of it, I like the feel of it. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to get this one up and running, but again, this one I did get pre-owned. So knowing that it was shall we say, less than performing. So hopefully by the end of my time with it and we have a look at it together, we should get it shooting pretty good, and then I'll get it out in the field and see how tough it really is. Like I say, guys, I really like it. I think it looks really good and it's well worth getting it working. And like I say, if you can get hold of a new one for yourself, then definitely consider it if you're after a G series but you want something a bit more affordable and a little bit different. I'd say that's the overall view I'd have on it, you know. Okay guys, well, I really hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you liked that quick look at the ASG Commander XP18. If you did like it, then as always, please do drop a like on the video. It does help me out. And if you've been enjoying my series of videos, then as always, do get subscribed to the channel. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. And we look at all sorts here on the weekend videos, everything in our great sport and hobby that is Airsoft. And then obviously on the Wednesdays, we normally have some sort of gameplay video. So again, I really hope you enjoyed it. This has been the ASG Commander XP18. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.